So I was going to say Nick Chubb is down right now, 6.3 spots. Right now being drafted at 109.1. Then there's Mr. Jerome Ford, who shares that backfield. He's up 11.2 spots to 107.3. So I will just say the Browns had the fourth most rushing attempts last year. They're also running behind. Anthony talked about offensive lines. They're running behind the fourth best offensive line as per Pro Football Focus. So, Steve, I'll go to you. How are you addressing this Browns backfield?
Yeah, I've been drafting, a lot of underdogs, a lot of best balls, some redrafts, and now is the time if you want Nick Chubb. Now is the time to take Nick Chubb, because you get him at a value. Now it could get worse. He's dropping down now because he hasn't showed up to camp yet. But if there's news that he's going to be ready by week 2 or possibly week 1, he's going to fly up even higher. And I mean, this is a guy that's, I don't know, he's kind of being dismissed by the fantasy community. I mean, he was one of the best pure running backs in the league. I understand the injury was a very, very serious injury to multiple ligaments, but he was going end of the first round, early second round. Now he's dropping all the way to freaking round 9. And even if he's out the first 4 weeks, even if it's like a managed situation where they are using Jerome Ford and Donta Foreman earlier in the year, I mean, this is a situation where Nick Chubb can really start paying dividends, when you want him to start paying dividends as we get to the fantasy playoffs. We've already seen him squatting 1 million pounds. There was another video of him cutting, running fast. So all the signs, all the reports are very, very positive. I wouldn't bet against Nick Chubb. I think Nick Chubb is an elite athlete. So I think he's a great value round. I don't understand why he's dropping. It's probably just because he hasn't showed up in camp yet, and people are getting a little bit concerned. And a lot of people do like Jerome Ford, but I think early on the Browns are going to be passing more for sure. So yeah, I mean, it's a good value for Chubb. I'm going after him. I'll continue to go after him unless we hear he's going to start the season on the pup, and maybe he's possibly not back to like week 8 or some shit like that.
Pete, you want to go with this one? The Browns backfield?
Yeah. I think it's the ADP is falling because there hasn't been any news. I mean, that's really what it is, guys. People are drafting starting, the beginning of this month. A lot of guys, a lot of people, gals included, are drafting, and they haven't heard anything about Nick Chubb. So they're probably just going with the safer route and taking Jerome Ford, and are hesitant to take him. I mean, not that it matters much, but I mean, there was a video that came out of him almost a full month ago of him squatting 540 pounds after 8 months after. Now, that does not mean that he's ready to go because, he still has to cut, and it's about the twitch, and, it's really about the cutting. Just means he's very strong, and he also, the other parts in his legs might be so strong that it's just helping him get that kind of weight up, and it's supporting. But I want Nick Chubb at his cost. Again, these are guys, when you get to that 100 rate, like the once you get past 100, if you've drafted your team well enough, like you want to take shots on guys like Nick Chubb, like you wanted to. I'm okay taking Jerome Ford too. Like I like him. Even if Nick Chubb comes back, I think Jerome Ford will have a role in this offense. I was worried about Donta Foreman when we talked about it a month or two ago, because Donta Foreman plays the Nick Chubb role. Jerome Ford can have his own specific role outside of what Nick Chubb does, because they have different skill sets. So I'm cool with drafting both of them and taking a shot on either. I'll probably just have exposure and variance on both guys.
Yeah, Jamie in the chat is pointing out that Watson isn't known for targeting RBs, so that'll devalue Ford's fantasy points. So there's a potential for that. That's why I don't love David Njoku, because Watson's never been a big tight end guy. So we will watch.
So who is he going to throw to? Just the wide receivers? Because if he doesn't throw to the running backs, he doesn't throw to the tight ends.
What he's predominantly done in his career.
As I'm saying, then it sounds like he's running a lot.
He's never had a good tight end. He's always had trash tight ends in Houston. I don't remember any good tight ends there, right?
I thought he had one. I forget.
I can't think. I don't think so.
If anybody remembers, let me know.
I'll get back.